So I need to get a taller stand, to be honest. I got this one and it's a little short. So probably for the next video should be a little bit taller. I'm gonna have to look down. I think it'd be better if you can kind of get a top down angle. So we'll be switching that up. But anyways, the video that I wanted to shoot today, since I am a white belt, is I wanted to kind of go over what your first day of class is gonna be like. So when you first go in, the first thing you do is you're gonna have to sign a form, basically saying that I can't remember what all mine said, but like injury, stuff like that. I know, because I actually did do jujitsu for a year and a half, like almost 10 years ago. And when I did that one, they actually did want to have you bring in like a physical and make sure like you didn't have like any kind of like HIV or anything like that that could be spread through the gym. So I'm not sure if that's a common practice or if that was just something at that one gym that I went to. But at the one I'm currently going to, we didn't have to do that. It was just some forms and stuff like that we did have to sign. Once you do that, you're going to wait for your class to start, and then you're going to go on the mat. So how every class starts is you're going to do a warm-up. So for a warm-up, there's going to be multiple ones that we do. They kind of differ depending on, like, we have a couple different coaches at our current one. So it can kind of differ for who's doing it, but the majority of the time, even at the school I went to before, we did a lot of the same things, which is going to be like your forward rolls, shrimping, front forward shrimping was something new that we didn't do at the other one, so I had to learn that. It was kind of, I'm going to go over all these, once I kind of explain everything, I'm going to go over all the different ones that you'll kind of do in your warm-ups. But they are important. Like, I didn't think they were important when I first started doing it. Like, shrimping, forward rolls, I didn't really think any of that was really applicable. I thought it was just, get your body moving. But, like, one, there's two different types of shrimping. There's like a forward, like a shrimp that you'll do where you kind of cut like 90 degrees. And then there's also a shrimp where you're going to elevate your hips up. And you'll both use both of them when you're rolling. They're really good for guard retention. So, and we can kind of cover all of that later as well. But what I wanted to kind of cover is they are important. So you do want to actually, I wouldn't say master, but you want to be very good at them. You don't want to just kind of, because like I would do my shrimps and I would just shrimp as fast as I could across the mat. Like if I could get there as fast as possible and get it over with, that's what I would do. You don't really want to do that. You kind of want to make sure you're getting the motion, everything is right, because it's all for when you actually roll. You want to have the good mechanics of that, and even like the forward roll and stuff like that. There's like rolling kimuras and stuff like that where you literally will use that exact roll while having someone's arm to lock up a kimura, and then you can fight from that position. So it is, all of it's useful, even the back fall, stuff like that. You get flipped over. I've gotten flipped over and forgot to slap the ground, brace myself for impact, and I got slammed on the back of my head. So I mean, all of it is useful, and you do want to kind of drill it in. So don't sleep on the exercises. Like I said, I'm going to go over all the different basic ones that you'll be covering. I can also make a solo drill video as well, where kind of all the solo drills that I do at home when I can't make it into the gym, and those are all things you can practice when you're at the house. But I'll cover all the basic ones that you'll do when you actually go in for the first time. So I didn't cover also, you'll run. So you're gonna run laps in the beginning too, to kind of warm up before you do any of the any of the drills. You'll run laps. You'll do high knees, butt kickers, all that basic stuff. I can cover that too quickly, because I think most people know what that kind of stuff is. Once you're done with that, and once you're done with your drills, then you'll pair up. Usually just kind of whoever's next to you, whoever's close by, especially on your first day, you don't know who anybody is, so you'll kind of pick somebody. Or if there's a couple of new people, the instructor will kind of pair the new people together. And then at our gym, we have a purple belt that will then kind of work with the new people, and kind of make sure they're understanding the moves. And then once you're done with that, they'll go over another move. You'll do one more drill for the move, and then you'll go for a live sparring roll. So we do 3 rounds of 5 usually at the end of class. And whenever I first went in, like I said, I was about 205 pounds. So, and I've been sitting at a desk for 8 years, not doing anything physical like at all. So it was tough. I mean, I was able to get through the first roll like okay. I was pretty tired after the first roll. The second roll, I was exhausted. The third roll, like I think I even gave up like halfway through. I was done. I was laying on the ground, and then I ended up even getting against the wall. Like, it was hard to breathe. Like, I felt in my lungs. So I might have pushed myself a little bit too hard in the first couple rolls, but I mean, I wasn't active at all. So I mean, I think that's gonna be how a lot of people's first rolls are. They're gonna get very tired. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna get tired, so I'm gonna start running, or I'm gonna go do weightlifting, or I'm gonna go do some kind of cardio." And they wanna like, I'm gonna do these different things, and then once I get my cardio up, then I'll join a gym, right? I don't think, and I'm sick, by the way. That's why I haven't rolled this week. Because I would already have a video of me rolling this week, but my son got RSV, so now I'm sick. So I gotta wait for me to feel better before I can actually go roll, because I don't want to get anybody else sick. But that's besides the point. I was just explaining what I was sniffling. But yeah, they want to put it off, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna go do cardio. I'm gonna do this, that, and the other, and then once I get my cardio up, then I'll join a gym. I think that's probably one of the worst things. I mean, if you're actually gonna do it, then great. But just go in there, like just sign up for the class. If you're interested in doing jiu-jitsu, just go in, do the class. You're gonna get tired, you're gonna get exhausted. I think I was pretty much dead tired for the first month, like after every class. Like I was just exhausted. You're gonna be on the bottom, getting crushed because you don't know how to do anything. So just expect that. Like, you're gonna be tired, you're gonna be getting crushed every single match, in the beginning at least. So just have that prepared in your mind. But yeah, I wouldn't say, oh, you need to go run, you need to go do all those other things first. I think the first thing to do is just get in the gym, get going, get excited about it, and then once you're excited about it, you're gonna want to keep going, and then you're gonna build that cardio over time anyways. You're like, oh, well, I might be wasting my money. You're not gonna be wasting money because you're still learning. You know what I mean? You're still learning. You're still gaining the cardio. I mean, you're probably not gonna start winning matches for a while. And that kind of goes to my next point. What I want to talk about is there are white belt classes and then there's advanced classes, and they're that for a reason. The white belt classes are going to kind of go over the basics more, but I haven't gone to many of the white belt classes. I usually go to the more advanced classes because that is what fits my schedule best usually. So for me, I don't know if they cover it in the white belt classes. The ones that I've gone to, they didn't cover it. They were covering submissions, which I think in a white belt class, we shouldn't go over any submissions. I don't think we should work on arm bars. I don't think we should work on chokes or anything like that. I think in a white belt class, what it should be is how to sweep somebody, how to retain guard. So just like guard retention stuff, sweep stuff, and how to control people once you actually do get in a good, like, advantageous position. I think that's all white belt class should be. I think any submissions you're going for, that's past white belt. Because I think white belt, like everybody says that I've seen, white belt is about surviving. So why are you teaching in a white belt class how to do arm bars or how to do how to do kimuras? There's no real point to it because you're barely ever going to be in a situation where you can even go for that. So I think submissions really are more for advanced. But I mean, I know, white belt versus white belt, obviously then you can start getting submissions. But I think even then, I think it would be better for the two white belts to be working on retaining position or sweeping, getting into good positions. I think that would be better for a white belt. Like how to go from being in bottom side to getting the back into your guard, or going from bottom side to scissoring your legs, grabbing their leg and taking them back down and going into like their half guard and kind of playing like that type of game. I think that's really what a white belt class should be working on. It was really just like guard retention and whatnot from there. Not so much submissions, but from every class that I've gone to for a white belt class, it always is just submissions. But they just kind of go over like little details, and it's usually the easy submissions, but like submissions from your guard and stuff like that, or mounted arm bars and stuff. So I mean, it's not crazy submissions, but I still don't think you really even need to be going for submissions in a white belt class. I think if the argument is, well, what if they want to do tournaments as a white belt, then I think they would be doing the white belt class and then they would be doing the advanced class, because you're going to learn all the submissions in the advanced class anyways. So you might as well just solely focus on defense and sweeps in the white belts. But that's just my take on it, at least. That's how I feel, especially as a white belt. Like that's also one of the reasons why I got the Gordon Ryan pillar of defense. I think pin defense or something like that on BJJ Fanatics. Great. If I never got that, I literally still wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have any idea what to do on my side, because I was getting crushed. I was getting crushed every single day. Then I would go in there. I would get inside, and then I would just be getting crushed. I didn't know how to do my frames. Sorry. So I didn't know how to get frames. I didn't know anything about like the how to like get that little V and then work from there to get inside and then get the inside position and then work back into guard. I didn't know about scissoring your legs and then coming up on their leg and doing like a wrestling takedown from there, like a single leg. I didn't know any of that stuff. So those videos helped me out a lot, and that's why I've also bought so many of them, because there's so many different positions, and when you go in, you're only going to learn usually two positions or two submissions. Usually it's submissions that you're learning when you're in the advanced classes, but you're going to learn two submissions from two submissions from one position. Sorry, I'm messing up, but. And then you're going to work those, like you'll work off your back one day, you'll work off mount, you'll work off these different things, but like you never really get the full like passing and everything like that. So I think those pillar of defense books are great, or videos are great, from Gordon Ryan and John Danaher. So I like them. That's the reason I got them, is because I mean it's helped my game a lot. Whenever you see my rolls, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about, and I can kind of talk through the kind of stuff I've learned from them, what I've learned through class and stuff like that. But yeah, let me show you kind of what you're going to be doing. So I had to cut it because I don't know what happened with the GoPro. I've never really used one before, but it was very distorted. Like the camera, even though it was on a tripod, it was like moving up and down, and I don't know. So it kind of messed up all of the actual tutorial and like the different moves. So I'm just gonna re-record it. So yeah, so basically the first one that you'll do is gonna be like a forward roll. So I mean, they won't be in this order. I mean, they could kind of do it whatever, but the first one I'm gonna go over is a forward roll. So for forward roll, you want to roll and your shoulder will touch the ground, and you'll roll across your shoulder, across your spine, and then you'll land that way. So how that kind of looks is you'll plant a hand, arm will come in, right? You'll go onto your shoulder and then across and fall like that. So when you're starting off, you'll be on the ground. You can kind of practice it both ways. Right. So eventually you'll get it where you're what's that? Where you're kind of like that, right? So you'll cross, and when you're landing, you're gonna land with your arm down, and all that really does is it just kind of disperses your weight. It's gonna be the same thing when you fall backwards. So you have backward rolls as well. So you kind of start in this position. You're gonna fall backwards, and you throw your hands down to disperse the weight, or disperse the energy, and then you're gonna roll over one of your shoulders. So fall back, and then you're gonna roll over your shoulder. And it's actually, all these are very important. So like the backwards roll, sometimes you'll get flipped over people, and the backwards roll is going to help you. One, if you remember to slap the ground, disperse your weight, it's going to feel a lot better when you actually hit the mat. I wasn't really thinking about it. I got flipped over somebody, like spiked the back of my head into the ground. So they are very important to try to become like second nature to do. The forward roll is also really important. Where's the dummy at? So whenever you're, like, this is just one example. I mean, there's plenty of other examples of why the forward roll is good. But let's say he's playing like an open guard, and you can get a foot to the inside. So from here, what you could do, technically, is you could kind of scoop in here, and then roll over, going for this Kimura, rolling Kimura, and then you have some options from there. But that's just one option for the forward roll. Then the next one that's going to be really important is a shrimp, and you're going to do this every class too. So for a shrimp, you're going to be trying to make like a 90-degree movement. So one foot's going to be down, and then this foot is going to be your driving foot, and you're going to reach for your foot as you kind of push. So it'll be like that. And then you can switch, do the other side, and that's how you're going to go across the mat in class. There is another shrimp. It's called a power shrimp. You won't really use this one to go across the mat, but it is good to know both of them because the power shrimp is going to be one that you're going to use to lift the person up when they have you in mount. Oh, listen, watch out, buddy. So you're going to get your feet close to your butt, and then you're going to twist like that, and that's going to elevate so then you can get your knee in, or a couple things you can do there. So that one's important as well. You won't be using that though to get across the mat. You're going to be using that sliding one. So you can get familiar with both of those, mainly the sliding one, just if you want to be able to perform the intro stuff kind of easily. So we got backwards rolls, forward rolls, shrimps. Oh, forward shrimps. So this was a new one to me. I never have done a forward shrimp until starting at this class, or at the school. But for a forward shrimp, it's kind of it's not really the opposite, but it's basically you're kind of rolling to one side, and you're gonna put your toes to the ground like that. So you're gonna roll and put your toes, and then you're gonna pull yourself in. So it's like on the feet. So it's a really weird movement, and I had a lot of trouble with that one just because like I couldn't really see how to maneuver. You can also, whenever you're first starting to learn that one, you can kind of come up on your arm, and you can kind of use your elbow to kind of help move you, just so you can kind of get used to kind of getting across the floor. But it's another one that's going to be important in your actual rolls. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Those are the main ones that you're going to go over. I have a bunch of other solo drills that I kind of do here and there whenever I can't make it to class. And I could make another video on that if anybody's interested in it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it that I can think of. Oh, no, one more. Technical stand-ups. So you're going to do technical stand-ups. Your technical stand-up is really good. You know, it's also useful in rolling, but the technical stand-up is you're gonna make like a triangle, right? You're a triangle. So you're strong here, right? So you can't really get pushed backwards. And all you're gonna be doing for a technical stand-up is you're gonna be replacing your hand with your leg. So you have this hand as a defensive hand to block. Let's say you're on the streets or anything like that. You have this hand to kind of protect yourself you can do other things with his hand too when you're actually doing jiu-jitsu. I mean, people will kind of scoot in this position as well whenever they're looking for different, you know, moves. They're trying to slide up in between someone's legs and get into like ashigarami and stuff like that. But the main thing for this position right here is we're going to do the technical stand-up, and this is what you're going to be doing for your daily routine. So again, this foot's here. You're going to replace this hand with this foot. So you're here, and you're going to lift up, and you come around just like that. And then you kind of hop backwards if you want. So again, from here, shit, buddy, here. And that's it. That's just a technical stand-up. And you can kind of hop backwards if you want. But you're going to do those down the mat. A lot of times, we'll do them like here. Technical stand-up. Break fall. And you kind of can go down the mat doing it that way. So I mean, those are the main ones that you kind of want to familiarize yourself with. But yeah, I mean, that's about it as far as what you're going to be doing on your first day. I would suggest trying to go to more of like a white belt class. But again, you know, the white belt classes aren't quite what I would hope they would be. Again, I think a white belt class should really be focused on, one, like sweeps. 2, focused on maintaining position, and then just recovering guard. That's pretty much all I think white belt should be, because really, I mean, you could work all the sweeps, all the different defenses and different things like that, all the passes from half guard, from side control to mount, I mean, north south. I mean, you could really work all these positions, and then there's so many different moves defensively from all of them that, I mean, you could just keep running that over and over, learning different moves for the white belt class, and the white belts would just be insane, I feel like. But because right now, even rolling with people with more experience than me, I still feel like maybe they don't even know what to do in some of these situations, just because they haven't really learned it because of how the system is with the white belts. But I digress. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.